It all started with a single demonstration of inertia I showed her. You know, the one where you can swing a bucket of water in a vertical circle, and thanks to centripetal force, not a single drop falls out. My mother's eyes lit up with that dangerous spark of curiosity that parents sometimes get. "That's fascinating," she exclaimed over breakfast one morning, stirring her natto with the usual vigorous motion that releases its unique aroma. Then she paused, chopsticks midair, and I saw that spark turn into a full-fledged idea. "You know," she said slowly, "I bet the same principle applies when I'm mixing natto. Now, if you're familiar with natto, you know it's notorious for its sticky, stringy texture. The more you stir it, the more it develops those characteristic strings that stretch like spider webs between your chopsticks. But my mother was convinced, absolutely convinced, that the laws of physics would keep it contained, just like the water in the bucket. "Let's test it," she declared, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "We'll put the pack right over your head while I stir." Before I could process what was happening, she was already reaching for a fresh pack of natto. As her willing, or perhaps not so willing, test subject, I sat there, frozen in place as she positioned the container above my head. "For science," she announced cheerfully. And then, well, let's just say that inertia works differently with sticky fermented soybeans than it does with water. Very, very differently. As it turns out, natto strings don't care about centripetal force, they care about finding the nearest surface to cling to, which in this case happened to be my hair. The next hour was spent with my mother, alternating between apologizing and laughing uncontrollably as she helped me wash sticky fermented soybeans out of my hair. To this day, whenever someone mentions physics experiments at the breakfast table, my mother gets that same twinkle in her eye, and I instinctively protect my head. Some might say this experiment was a failure, but I'd argue it was a success. It perfectly demonstrated the difference between water's inertia and natto's remarkable ability to defy physics in its own sticky way.